our next caller that we're going to bring on, Claudelle from Arizona. Welcome, Claudelle. Welcome to Stay Paid.
Claudelle, how we doing?
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your biggest pain point in business right now? What's a question that we can help answer for you that you're trying to overcome or struggling with?
So I feel like within my prospecting, I'm missing something, a step that is not getting me into the higher end listings that I am looking for, essentially.
Okay. So you're trying to move your price point up. How long have you been in the business?
12 years.
12 years. Okay. And what's your current price point right now?
Mid 500s to $1 million, but I'm trying to get over that bump of $1 million.
Over $1 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're in a high end market. What's a luxury to you? What's the price point for luxury?
Our price points here for I'm in the Sedona area, Verde Valley, and it is on average about 1.5 and higher.
1.5 and higher. Okay. Awesome. So I'm curious, what do you think is holding you back from getting the luxury listings?
Ooh, that'd be a great question. That's why I'm here, because I'm not sure. I mean, I'm prospecting. I'm doing, lead generation, postcards, cold calling, open houses, the whole thing. But it just seems to be missing something that's not getting me in front of the sellers that are at the higher end.
Where are you getting the?
I've had a couple, but it's not like regular business, if that makes sense.
Yep, makes perfect sense. What are the? I call it like the list. What's the target that you're going after right now? When you're saying you're doing the postcards, you're doing the calling, all that stuff, who are you tend to be sending the cards to? Who are you calling on?
Kind of following up with those like around just listed properties in our area, so that I can get them like, hey, they're contacting me to say, hey, this was just listed. Can you give me some more information, to try and get other sellers or other neighbors maybe thinking about selling as well.
This is such a good question because everybody's trying to raise their price point. Do you have agents that you look at right now that are getting the luxury listings? What do you think they're doing that's different than you?
I am not sure. It just seems like they're always busy, and I feel like I'm busy too, but they're constantly coming up with those higher ends, and I'm not sure where they're
and you're not sure what they're doing.
I've tried to talk to a couple of them, and they're like very standoffish about offering me support or mentorship.
They don't want to give the secrets out. They don't want you to take their...
Exactly. So,
okay. And then what would it do to your confidence if you were constantly getting a $1.5 million listing?
Much better. I'd be up there. I mean, I feel confident now as already, but it's just, how do I approach and get them and get in front of them, I guess I mean, if I get in front of them, I think I can do it. I know I can.
Yep.
But it's just getting them to call me or for me to reach out to them and get that contact, that first contact going.
Yep.
So,
Okay. So I love it. So I love a lot of the things you're doing. I think you are doing the right types of activities, but probably just need to be refined in terms of who you're going after. This is where my brain goes to. If you're making the calls and you're sending the mailers, right, whether it's postcards, magazines, emails, whatever it is, my gut goes to the people that you need to be targeting need to be in the range of the price that you want. So in essence, like when I help people choose a farm, if they have a $400,000 price range and they want to get to $600,000, I tell them do not choose farms that are under 600,000, choose farms that are 600,000 or more, because based upon that cumulative effort of stacking the bricks of marketing, you will get in brand awareness with them. So I think of Frank Isolde was a great interview we had. Frank's a client of ours. He's in New Jersey. His average price point is like 1.2 million. I think he's on the luxury side. He's one of Coldwell Banker's luxury agents. A couple of things that Frank does extremely well is not only does he farm to the areas of those listings, right, the price points he wants, but Frank talked about he goes down, I think it's the country clubs, the restaurants in town where the higher end people go. He is constantly, do you remember this from the interview? He's constantly down there in those places. So the way I think about it is kind of a threefold. And then Josh, you give your take. I think you got to have the right list. So what are the 1.5 million homes or greater in your area? Do you have that list? And have you built a marketing campaign on that list? You've got to be where those people are. So what country clubs do they go to? What restaurants do they attend? How do you show yourself in those areas? Are there networking groups? And then you've got to also represent yourself and get opportunities strategically with people or things that matter to those. So I would audit your brand right now. If I search you on social,
Right.
if I Google, Natasha right now, do I see a brand that represents someone that can market luxury listings? So if I Google you right now, am I going to see a headshot that represents that, a website that represents that? Am I going to see a social presence that represents that? All those things aren't the end all be all, but they matter. So I would have an action item for you of audit your brand by Googling yourself and then see yourself through the lens, because people who do high end, right, they do business with real estate agents because they trust them. So it's a high degree of trust in the transaction. And so they want to see trust. Trust comes from a lot of different things, but a lot of it is competency and visibility. And so you've got to be out where those people are. And then last but not least, I would think about, how do I strategically align? So can I run an open house for some of these agents that have high-end listings and run their high-end open house to get my foot in the door? Can I make that happen? That's a great way to do it. Can I co-list with somebody so it's less threatening, right? And can I bring somebody else into the deal to mentor me and get them tied into one of the listings that I do, because it's worth sacrificing that commission? And can I, go into a certification for luxury marketing, right? Or something like that. I think there is a certification out there for luxury agents that you can do. Can I do that to position myself with credibility? That's almost more for you than it is even for them, because it will influence your confidence. So that's where I go with this.
Yeah, no, I mean, 100%. I mean, I lean into, from the marketing perspective, obviously the brand. And I quick Googled you real quick here, and I saw, I don't think you have your own website, right? You're using your Berkshire Hathaway.
No, I do.
You're on your
own. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that does not show up on Google when I search Claudelle Johnson real estate. So that's something to look at and make sure that you have that optimized, that you can actually find you. Instagram, I checked your Instagram. I love that Luke brought up Frank Isolde. Go look up Frank Isolde. His website is called let me pull it up here. Yeah, the isoldecollection.com. So right there, there's luxury feel in his website name. Go look at his Instagram. His Instagram is full of images, high quality images of luxury homes, aerial shots, drone footage. So a lot of this stuff might be sounding like, oh man, I got to go get a drone. Well, if you want to get into luxury, obviously the first thing, the networking, building your list, building the relationships. But as those people look for you, affluent people tend to like nice things. They're going to want to see those, what their aspirations reflected in your social media, in your marketing, in the quality of the print, materials that you're sending out. The quality of your emails really should go through a full kind of design brand audit, like Luke is saying, and then find those luxury agents that you admire and compare your Instagram feed to their Instagram feed, your website to their website, your headshot to their headshot, and start to try and model some more of those, looks and feels in that overall brand.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
Awesome. This was fantastic. Claudelle, thank you so much for joining. Really, really appreciate you coming on the show, and let's connect on social, because we'd love to make sure we can help you as much as possible, but really appreciate you coming on, and hope this was helpful.
Yep. Have a great day.
Awesome.
You too. Bye.